Hey, chosen ones. Welcome back to my channel, our channel. Today I want to talk about the sword of truth. Okay, this is a fun one. The sword of truth is one of the weapons that we have to use, right? To defend, to defend ourselves, to just defend God, to defend the truth. Okay, we don't use it to attack people. No, like we only go beast mode when people attack us, when people cross our boundaries. We're not walking around swinging the sword of truth, being like, "Hey, you're fat, you're ugly." I mean, I would never say that. We wouldn't ever say that, right? We mind our business. We shine light. We shine love. We're kind and compassionate. And if someone tries to get one over on us or take advantage of us or serve us some BS, we then we take the sword out and we're like, you're not doing that. No. Um, right? We don't entertain BS. So I love the sword of truth, right? Ever since you were little, you're the truth teller. That's why you're the scapegoat, right? Because you cannot stomach when people are lying, when they're being untruthful, when they're not being authentic. We see right through that. We cut right through that. And as a child, you get in trouble if you try to speak your truth, right? So you're just the whole time you're growing up, you're holding this sort of truth, and you know what's going on, and you can't say anything. But once you once you turn into an adult, then you're free to use it. I mean, then you're free to wield it, but it takes it takes time, it takes maturity in order to wield it correctly. Okay, there's a responsibility that comes with you wielding the sword of truth. You can't use it to hurt people just to hurt people, right? I mean, you will end up hurting people, but whose fault is that, right? It's the sword of truth. Now, the truth shouldn't hurt unless your truth is ugly. Okay, my truth is beautiful. I mean, everyone's truth is beautiful, right? When people accept themselves and love themselves and then decide to not be bad people anymore. That is when your truth is beautiful. Okay? If you're going to keep being a bad person, keep manipulating others, keep trying to throw wrenches in other people's chains so that you can get ahead, um, your truth is not beautiful. No. Okay, you got to do the work. You got to change. You got to be a good person. Um, but yeah, we don't use this sort of truth to hurt people. That's not the point. Sometimes people got to get hurt in order to wake up. Okay, and again, it's their truth that hurts them. So don't feel bad. I mean, when I use my sword of truth, okay, and I'm sure you guys do the same, I choose my words very carefully, which is why God gave you the gift of speaking, knowing, speaking, articulating. I mean, I know I'm not the best public speaker, but I'm really good at writing, and because speaking on the spot, that's you're channeling at the same time as you're speaking. It comes out jumbled sometimes, but still, we have a way with words. You know how to put them together to drive the point in, right? Like my ruling planet, I'm a Virgo, is Mercury. It's the god of communication, and I always have conversations going on in my head, right? Figuring out better ways how to articulate truths. So whenever we do cut somebody with the sword of truth, right, it is with a responsibility to make sure that it is the truth. Okay, and you don't say anything unnecessarily hurtful that is not warranted. Okay, like we don't cut below the belt. I mean, there was a time in my life when I did, and that was wrong, right? No. I mean, and that's how you get away with it. That's how you get to you get to fight. Okay. You get to have a bit of your shadow come out as long as you're telling the absolute truth. It's okay. I mean, it's not optimal, I don't want to have to fight people. I would prefer that we all get along and that other people were honest, but that's not the way it is. And that's not why we're here. We have to use the sword of truth sometimes. And so when you, right, you're minding your own business and someone tries to get one over on you and you're like, hey, no. Or you watch them for a little while. I watch people. When I see they're being shady or I think they're being like a snake in my garden, I won't say anything. I'll just observe them. And again, the way that you're able to do that is to not react, right? You got to heal your trauma so that you don't react to your triggers. You just, to be the observer, you got to meditate. You got to normalize being in a meditative state where you just, you pause and you don't react. You have time to think about what your response is going to be. Okay. But yeah, so someone tries to do you dirty. You just watch them, right? They keep doing it. And so maybe you give them a warning, like, hey, that wasn't cool. And then they gaslight you. They're like, oh, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to trick you. I'm not trying to manipulate you. No, I'm not. Like, all right. You know, if it's a friendship or a relationship with a family member that you've had for a long time, you want to make sure you're doing the right thing, right? Even though you always are. Your intuition is always on point. Like, the further you get in this journey, there's no wait time. The second someone does me dirty, I already know, cut them. But you know, so be responsible. Be sure that they're, you know, they're being shady to you. But you reach a boiling point with these people where, like, okay, I gave you a bunch of chances to come at me honestly, to come at me authentically, you know, to do right by me, and you're not doing it. And so I will take my sword of truth out and I will cut them. I was hard, like, you know, with the truth that I have been, you know, reserved about explaining to them, but I will tell them straight up, like, hey, you're being an envious bitch, or you're projecting your worthlessness on me. And yeah, and that'll be my piece. That's why a lot of times we are people's last stop to karma, because no one else is calling them out on their bullshit, and they've had chance and time again the opportunity to be honest, to be authentic, to stop being, you know, stop being a narcissist. And by the time they get to us, the universe has had it with them. And we're the mirror, okay? The mirror of truth, too, is what we have. To show them who they are, what they're being, tell them exactly what they're doing, and we see them, okay? And you cut them with that. And it hurts. It hurts because they're not a narcissist. They're not jealous of you. They're not trying to dim your light. No, you just show them how ugly they are. Yeah, ugly. Okay. So that is, we have that though. We're defending the truth. Okay. We wouldn't have to use it if people would just do the work. Oh, I'm getting irritated just talking about that. But yeah, you want to tell me about how you use your sword of truth, right? It's a little bit of fun we get to have. It's not the whole thing. I would much rather love people, you know, with my heart than cut them with my sword. I think there's like a Shaolin saying, like, how, like, the heart of a Buddha but the hand of a demon, or something like that. You know, see, we're balanced. We got light and we got dark. You pick how you want us to deal with you, right? Okay. All right, guys. Use your sword responsibly. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.